Movement.
English, so there may be some things here as I read them out loud. I kind of cringe at what I'm saying, but let's move past that, please. Our evolution time may seem incredible long to you, but this is in fact the original way of nature. Remember, your early mammal ancestors developed together with dinosaurs, and they survived them all, like us. They evolved slowly during the next
Milk it up.
millions of years, and they divided into various species and shapes. Some of them larger, some of them smaller. This is evolution of the body. What about their mind and intelligence? They were simple animals. The mammals evolved since, let us say, 150 millions of years. But only in the last 2-3 millions of years, they were able to become intelligent, thinking. And within this small period, beings like you were created. For nature, 148 millions of years time for the evolution of animal-like mammals. 2 billions of years time for the development, or more or less, intelligent beings like you. Ask yourself, do you really think this accelerated evolution is natural? Then your species is more ignorant than I've thought. We've not evolved wrong, but you. Okay, well, certain here is claiming that the human species was aided in their development, especially considering their intelligence. Now, natural evolution does exist. She is not saying it doesn't exist, but a guided evolution in this case was necessary in order to reach the heights of intelligence that we have reached in a million years compared to the hundreds of millions of years that we've been around, apparently. So if we were to compare this to modern paleontology, it would say that hominids were only around for several hundred thousands of years, as opposed to millions and hundreds of millions. So, if true, very cool. I also seem to think that on our personal time scale of several hundred thousands of years versus the last 5 to 10,000 years, there did also seem to be an accelerated growth intellectually. I often entertain the idea as well that, especially since the meteoric rise in propulsion systems and energy enhancement or energy harnessing that we've been going through, we might have also been aided by, extraterrestrial technology at some point, especially after the 40s. This is interesting, but, if I were to bring my Tesla back into the 1500s, or even earlier, back into the year 1, or even earlier than that, let's bring my Tesla back 5,000 years ago. The people who discover that Tesla will never be able to back engineer the technology that my Tesla has. Impossible. Impossible.
I'm gonna read this part. You know them by the centipede mark somewhere on their clothing. Can you believe it? They had to go and hit the cargo bound for the council. I'm sorry. I should have stayed on guard duty if I had. Fee. What is past is past. There's no use wasting time thinking about it. Better to think of a way to get that cargo back, right? You're right. Vogel sure seems eager to move past this mistake. That's right, he'll make more mistakes, I'm sure. As people, we often worry about our past fuck ups in life, but the reality is that chill out. You're gonna fuck it up again. Hopefully, in a grandioso, multiversal scale, you're gonna fuck it up in the future. So don't worry so much about your past fuck ups because you're bound to fuck up again. Hello, Regine. Let's split up and see what we can find out. Cat, take this. Got it. The picture should help with finding the angry centipede. Right. We're looking for angry centipedes now? I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. There you go. Okay, information townspeople. I gotta talk to them per square. And then I'm gonna turn back. So right now I'm playing Gravity Rush 2, and then I'm listening to this interview with an alien, this conversation with a real alien, or so claimed. It claims. I don't actually know if that's true. Allegedly. I'm kind of weird, and I like listening to stuff like that. It's almost like It's almost like creepy pasta to me.
Technology that is put into that is just
Ask around for information. Probably someone other than me.
Rest assured that they will never
Right, sorry.
figure out how that Tesla works.
Today's the shipping deadline. If we don't give to the consular cargo, they'll revoke Sun Shipping's license and we'll be to blame. Now get out there and find some answers.
So they can turn the
Alright,
wheel,
answer time.
they can maybe bring the windows
Yo,
down,
Jax, what's up, bro?
but after that they'll be taking it
Hey,
apart
welcome to the
using
stream.
their own
I don't know if you've watched my streams before. I do martial arts and flow arts and gaming. Today my son is sleeping over, so we're doing gaming today, at least tonight, for a few hours, and then I'm going to bed. I missed you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. I've missed all of you. I haven't been streaming gaming very often. I've just kind of been keeping to myself. So I appreciate you stopping back because I've also missed all of you. All of you wonderful people who happen to stumble upon my stream every now and then.
Why do you know so many things about that first war?
Hey, random cargo guy.
Good question. Answer.
Hey, random guy.
That's a good question. Much better than the previous.
He almost looks like a main character.
Not explain it properly to you. Our knowledge about the first war comes completely from ancient artifacts, which was found
Do you
around
really?
16,000
Oh,
years
dude,
ago
that
from
means
our
you have no idea what
archaeologists
that
on
means
the
to me,
continent
man.
you call North America today. They found there a round plate with a
I'm glad. I'm glad you're saying that because I just been keeping to myself. I just been trying to work out and do martial arts, and I've been stressing out about life, man. Because I'm 33 and I'm an adult and shit. I just been stressing out about life. So, you saying you enjoy my streams, even if it's just you, believe it or not, that really means a lot, man. I'm your favorite streamer. Thank you, bro. I feel like a shitty human being, so thank you for saying that. I'm glad that I'll be part of your life in a sense as you become older and wiser and a more complete human. I appreciate you checking up on me and sharing these moments, man. Like as an adult, this is you wanna know why I started streaming? Because as an adult, all my friends are either married or they have kids or they have girlfriends and they just don't hang out anymore. They're all old and they have like jobs and wives and families and or just don't even want to hang out with me. They don't want to work out. They don't want to do martial arts. They just want to do other bullshit. And I started streaming because I'm just lonely and I like hanging out. I liked it when I was a kid and I used to hang out with my friends and we used to play video games and talk and just have a good time chilling. I really miss those days, but I can't have those days back in the same sense. So I started streaming and I appreciate you hanging out.
approximately 47 of your centimeters. The plate was made
Dude, absolutely. It's just, it sucks, man. It sucks. And I love those guys. Nothing against them. May their lives be successful. But I'm still here. Like, I grew up too, but I still want to hang out. Like, I grew up, but I still want to hang out and talk shit and play video games and do whatever.
Our scientists were able to encode the messages and data, and so we heard the first time about the events which took place in the distant past, and which led to both the extinction
Also, I kind of like it how my character is dressed like that character from Nier Automata because I put on the costume, but I also really like the original costume of this character, so I'm not sure how I feel about it.
also a description of the animals and saurians on the Earth, including our pre-intelligent ancestor species. The rest of our knowledge about our evolution comes from skeletons, and from that reading and decoding of our DNA. You see, we know the real truth about our roots since 16,000 years. Before that time, there was a more religious idea of our creation. That's interesting. So I think if this is a art or if this is truth or whatnot.
Yeah, she looks cool. I like her because the costume's hot. All right, she looks pretty.
Throw a mirror in front of us and say,
I'll give her that.
once you
She's
get
a
past this
pretty main character.
religious thing,
But I like the original costume. It's just kind of,
why should
I don't know, nostalgic.
with both
I've never had this costume in the first game, so that's why I'm messing with it.
surviving humanoids on Earth obviously died in the years after the bomb, and others of their kind and the reptilians never came back to Earth, as far
Whoa.
as we know.
I don't have very good control over powers, though. We're gonna have to get used to that.
That it wasn't physically impossible for them to return.
I used to have them on lockdown in the first game.
Sometimes they might
Not
have
anymore.
moved. The current theory is
Like and sub to this god thing. Thank you, bro. I'm just a human, maybe alien. I'm Peruvian. Navi, get out of there. That's Navi. You know, every once in a while she makes an appearance.
Question. You mentioned skeletons of your kind. How can it be that human scientists haven't found any trace of you and your ancestors if you really live for
We're
such a long
upside
time on
down,
this
guys.
planet?
It's just hard to tell
We
because
found
her
many
hair doesn't
skeletons
move
of
in this
primitive
costume.
dinosaurs, but none of an advanced reptilian being with a larger skull and brain and a hand with a thumb as you described.
We still have other games to finish. I haven't finished Tales.
Yes, you have.
I haven't
Your
finished Shin
brain
Megami
scientists
Tensei
were not able
5.
to reconstruct the skeletons completely
I don't know why.
because
I
they wanted
started
to
this because I had the
reconstruct
disc.
reptilian animals, not intelligent beings.
Have you guys ever fell
You will
upwards
laugh if you
before?
know
Because
how
we're
many
falling
are being
upwards right now.
especially small saurian
It's quite a
skeletons in your
feeling.
museums are totally wrong constructions of never existing beings. Because
Kind of
you
wish
used
my bare
spermatic
butt
bones
wasn't
which
so
didn't really
exposed,
belong
but
together, and sometimes you made artificial bones if something was missing. You need to construct an animal saurian. Many of your scientists are aware of this problem, but they don't like to make it public because they
wait,
can't
let's be
explain it,
ridiculous
and they claim that the right bones were just
and
missing
take the stairs
and their
down.
construction is right. Many bones of us were used for iguanodon reconstructions. For example, the hands with the visible thumb. Look at an iguanodon in a museum, and you will see that I'm right. A scientist in the country you call United States has built a nearly correct skeleton of our kind some years ago, but the local government, which is partly aware of our existence, confiscated the reconstruction as we live today.
Thank you.
And
Navi
since
appreciates
thousands of
that.
years, nearly completely beneath Earth, you will not find any cadavers or skeletons of us. Okay, I gotta look up a photo of an iguanodon now, alright? Because that's pretty cool. Hold on. Well, they do have
Can you guys tell I'm upside down? Or is it just mind puking?
Oh, that's so weird. Let me just ask ChatGPT one question as well here. So apparently scientists or paleontologists have had a hard time reconstructing certain dinosaurs because they say some bones are missing. Do they use different animal bones or even make their own bones to fit these skeletons? Yes, paleontologists sometimes use bones from closely related species to fill in gaps. They also create reconstructions or models based on a fossil record and existing knowledge. It's a mix of
Sick.
scientific inference and creativity to get
Sick.
as accurate a picture as possible. I'm not saying. I mean, that's. What? Alright, we're gonna keep going. How cool would that be if this is real? I'm not saying it's real, but I mean, how cool would that be?
I can't tell you're upside down. Okay, that disappoints me because this is like the thing of the point of this game is that we can be upside down. It's kind of like Mario meets pretty anime people meets Avatar.
With moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, my skin was no longer mine.
My active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms held me back. Don't let symptoms define.
Answer: no. Earth is not completely hollow, and there is no second sun inside. The story is ridiculous.
It wouldn't let me reach up there.
Your species should be intelligent enough not to believe this. And a little jab.
A little
jab
disappointed.
at our species once again. Once again, this sour little reptilian is displaying a salty behavior towards us hominids here, us surface dwellers who get to bask in the sun.
Yeah, bro, the reptilians, bro.
The sun is light-eyed. Do you know how much mass a sun must have to produce energy and light
That's
for a
right.
longer time by
Do you
fusion?
know where they are?
Do you really think that
I
there
wish
could
I
be
did.
small
They've cost me a
active
fortune.
sun inside
Since
this
then,
planet? When I talk about our
I've been
sun's
struggling to
radiant
work
home,
off the
I
debt I
talk about
incurred.
large cave systems.
I used to have money to go out of town, out on the town. Now look at me. If I hear anything, I'll let you know. Poor guy. Poor guy. They robbed him of his stuff. Poor guy. Yeah, I know them. Hang around the marketplace sometimes. Gotta say, that bug design they've got is wicked cool. Really looks like kind of icky to me. What with all the legs and never mind. What in the market did you say you saw them? Around the fountain. Got it. Thanks. You should be a bigger streamer. I will pray for you, bro. Thank you. That actually means a lot. You have no idea. I don't know, man. Okay. So here's the thing. or I can't pause the video that I'm playing in the background. Here's the thing. Okay, so when I do martial arts streams, like it usually does pretty well. Like 600 to like 1,000 plus people, like even 35,000 people one time saw my martial arts streams, right? And then on TikTok, I do flow streams because I can't play music on YouTube or I'll get copyrighted, most likely. Not every music, but a lot of music gets copyrighted. So it's a little iffy of waters if I want to make my channel legit. I really can't be doing that. So on TikTok, I do like my flow streams where I do my contact juggling, and then on YouTube, I do my gaming and martial arts streams. And the reality is that my martial arts streams get a lot more views, and I should be doing a lot more of them. But I've been kind of lacking, and I've been doing a lot more flow on TikTok. And then on YouTube, I end up just doing gaming because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed in like a couple hours, and I'm lonely, so I wanna play games on YouTube and hang out with people online and see like if they're down to chill and watch gaming and shit and talk. So I don't know. So I appreciate it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then I always make YouTube shorts. You know that. And then I'm thinking about make. And then I'm always thinking like, what kind of longer video can I make, and how can I like attract more people to watch my long videos so that I can finally apply for the YouTube sponsorship. Thank you, bro. Thank you for being so positive, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm kind of negative towards myself because I don't think very positively about my own shit, and maybe I don't feel entitled to, or maybe I don't want to be a jerk and think greatly of myself. But I don't know. But the fact that you believe in me is like,
Could you imagine
it's pretty solid. All it takes is one person, man.
somewhere
You don't know, you know. One person believes in you. Next thing you know, you start believing in your own self.
and you just see like just a bunch of like naked reptilians taken in the sun?
All right.
Comment if that's ever happened to you.
We gotta go to the market.
You never know who's watching. Have any of you encountered a sunbathing reptilian?
Oh, I broke his box.
Really horny. Question: where do you find such a surface near entry to your world? Answer: do you really think I will tell you their exact location?
Thank you, bro. And I will believe in whatever it is you do. Whatever dream you have, bro, I believe you'll be able to achieve something,
When I came to the
and it will
surface
make you
4
happy.
days ago, I used an entry approximately 300 of your kilometers north from here near a large lake, but I doubt that you would be able to find it. There are only a few entries in this part of the world. More are far from north and east.
Parkour.
So it's kind of weird that she's
Parkour.
like, you think I'll tell you that information? It's 300 kilometers north, close to a lake. Like, I mean, why would you even? I guess maybe it's just really hidden.
Parkour.
As a little advice, if you are in a narrow cave or in a tunnel or even in something that looks to you like an artificial mine shaft, and as deeper you walk,
Thank you,
the
bro.
smoother appear the walls.
I appreciate
And
that.
if you
Because I feel like I'm just a
warm
guy.
air streaming from the depth,
I'm just a guy
you
that
hear
still
the
likes
rushing
playing video
sound of
games
streaming air in a
every now and
ventilation or
then
elevator shaft. Then look for a special kind of artificial
and
and
chilling.
smooth wall somewhere in the cave with a door made of gray metal. If you would be able to open that door, but I doubt this, you would be in a usually round technical room with ventilation systems and elevators to the depth. This is probably an entry
Oh,
to
I'm sorry,
our
guy.
world. If you have reached this point,
I didn't mean
you
to
should
pick
know
you
that
up,
we are
mister.
now definitely aware of your presence. You are already in big trouble if you have entered the round room, but you should look for one
Let's go for a
or
ride,
two of the
humans.
reptilian symbols on the wall. If there are no symbols or other symbols, you are maybe in bigger trouble as you think, because not every underground installation belongs to our kind. Some new tunnel systems are operated from alien races, including hostile races. My general advice, if you find yourself in a for you strange underground installation, run away as fast as you can. I believe that was also John Lear's advice when he spoke about the aliens.
What the
That is
flip
crazy.
just happened?
I've heard stories
Okay,
in
so
the
I've
past
noticed
of
this happen a lot
underground
in
bases,
this
but I've
game.
also heard stories of
The screen, the camera can't handle its own game physics sometimes.
and even military who've encountered beings, just extraterrestrial beings underground and like engaged in combat in some way, shape, or form. Would that also explain a lot of the missing people, you know, in the national parks. Really interesting stuff to contemplate. But of course, you know, often we think space is a good place to hide, like the backside of the moon or Mars, which is true. Then we go to, the oceans. Obviously the oceans as well. The oceans, I mean, are at depths that we cannot reach.
You're more than a
Therefore,
guy,
great
you're a
place to
good
hide.
friend in a good way. Thank you. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot.
You can
You're
build
weird, but in a good way.
thousands of stories underground. And you would not be affected by earthquakes as much as the surface. It's a safer environment to live. You would probably avoid any natural cataclysm or disaster forever. Thus, your species would be allowed to continue existing for millions of years. So a smarter species would eventually become subterranean, perhaps. The happier species likes the sun. All right, we enjoy our sunshine. Question: you mentioned earlier that you use the name Lacerda when you were among humans, and that you enjoy it to be in the real sun on the surface of the earth. But how can you be among humans? You don't look like us, so anyone will see that you belong to
The fact that this stream already got 5 likes in its first 20 minutes is a huge dub. No, it's okay. I am weird, and I accept it, but, it's an acceptable kind of weird.
Mankind was, of course, seen and described and worshipped many times in your primitive past. For example, in your religious writings, like your Christian Bible, you can find descriptions and even simple drawings of us, for also in the southern parts of the American continent on various temples. So-called wise men.
God, I love the graphics in this game.
And from the ancient mountains have described our species many times in writings together with other wise men of the African
Whoa,
continent.
what? Did she just slip?
I think we are among the most mentioned non-human species, maybe besides the Elohim in your history. If you don't believe me, have a look at your history.
Thank you.
You will see the truth in my words. Your great
Thank you, Jax.
scientists call the belief in
You're a
us
good human.
superstition and religion, and today's intelligent humans have forgotten our presence.
Too bad there's no Sailor Moon or Sakura Cardcaptor game.
Furthermore, our species is seen even today sometimes from human witnesses in its original shape on Earth or in our surface near entries and tunnel systems. Fortunately, you and your media didn't take the reports of such crazies serious. That's good for us, and that's the reason why we allow those people to see us as we really are. Some of my species are also in direct contact with human scientists and politicians from the surface, but this is top secret, as you would call it, and nobody of your public knows
Wow.
anything about it.
Oh my god, okay, so this is cruel. So this is cruel, check this out. So I can literally pick anybody up by just activating my own powers, right? Anybody close to me,
Why we can walk among you,
and then watch.
why you are not able to recognize us. The following may again sound unbelievable.
Poor humans, I just send them on a huge ride.
But as you have asked, I will explain it.
I just threw those people off the edge.
More advanced mental abilities.
I can't tell if I'm a good guy or correct.
I mean that we are able to use telepathy and telekinesis from our birth on. In fact, mother and newborn child communicate generally with telepathy.
Poor people, sorry!
Without special
I
training,
can't control my
you need to
power,
activate these
sorry!
certain parts of your brain. The structure of our brain is a little bit
Fuck,
different.
sorry! So-
Hypophyse, hypophyse is larger and
So when I was playing the first game of this, Gravity Rush 1, she was just discovering her powers. So I kept doing that on purpose. I kept picking people up like this and being like, oh, sorry, I'm new to this. I don't know how to control my own powers. Ah. And then I would like crash land into the ground. I'd be like, I'd be like, oh my god. I gotta learn to control these powers. But now I don't have that excuse because this is the second game and she knows what she's doing. But I really would play into that. It was hilarious. And the funny thing is that I wasn't even streaming at that time. I literally would just do that alone just because it was funny. Sorry! Didn't mean to take you on a ride or throw you off the hedge.
and more active than yours.
I promise I'm not a bad guy.
Here in sunlight, our own abilities are very strong in comparison to yours, but weak in comparison to the matter strength / bubble mind forces of some of the alien species on this planet. was never good in that mind phase. But we all have these primary abilities and can use them,
Seen
for
them around the
example, for
bars.
protection or even for attack.
Do you post on Snapchat? I do have a Snapchat, but it's like my
Asserting here
human,
saying that they do have
regular
some
me
capabilities
Snapchat
that the mother and
that I
child
don't
are
really.
connected
I don't know. I
telepathically.
use it to talk to a couple
In this
people I know
way,
because they have
for the
Snapchat,
first few months,
and I upload.
which is something that
I
we've
upload
also, been hearing
things
about
on
with
Snapchat, but I don't
nonverbal
really
children.
understand how anybody
Namely, the
views
Thomas
anything on
James
Snapchat.
Nixon.
I don't know how that works.
She
I don't
mentions
even know
that,
Snapchat's like a social
and
media like
Dr.
that.
Diane Powell, they both mentioned that these
Like I see videos on
nonverbal
Snapchat
children,
for sure, but I don't ever watch them
specifically
because
lack
they have so
the
many
ability
ads
to
that I just can't
communicate.
stand them.
Communication is such a
Snapchat has an ad
essential
every
part
like
of
20, 30
survival
seconds
that
that
you
you gotta
find
click
a
out
way
of.
to
It's
communicate
crazy.
in order to survive, and that's how they develop their own dormant sort of telepathic sense. I
Alright, where are
also
the
enjoy
bars?
the fact that Lacerda's like, we're not at the top of the food chain. I mean, them as reptilians are not at the top of the food chain. That's really interesting. Must be a real blow to her ego because she does seem a little bit entitled. When we are on the surface and we meet human beings, even a large group of them, this makes no difference. All of your minds are like one mind. We are able to touch their mind and induce them via telepathy, the command, see us as one of your kind. And the weak human mind will accept this order without refusion, and they will see us, despite our reptilian look, as normal humans. I've done this many times, and you weak humans generally see me as an attractive brown-haired woman because I have created this special mimicry image in my mind years ago, and
I can teach you everything about Snap if you want. Okay, start explaining. But wait, here's my problem with Snap, bro.
But then it worked nearly automatically.
My problem with Snap is that while I see an insane amount of adult women on Snap consistently posting their bullshit, like they're like, oh, look at me, I'm taking a picture and I have a big butt and I'm hot. Oh, look at me, I'm sad. Oh, look at me, I'm eating food and I'm hot. Well, I accept that that's on Snapchat a lot. Um, I feel like it's mostly for kids. Even though there's plenty of people my age on it, I feel like it's mostly for kids and people selling contraband and substances, or OnlyFans.
And I can even walk among a group of yours and nobody will recognize what I am.
Like, how do I get my videos on my public stories viewed by people I don't know?
In your consciousness, which was placed there for the Elohim when they created your kind, and we can use this switch to convince you that you see humans when you look at us. Other aliens use this switch too. It is easier than you think. When there are meetings between your kind and aliens, which seem to look exactly like yours, these aliens have used
Tinto and I are always on the search for new ways to socialize, and Facebook is one of our favorite places to look. Today, we are headed to a...
that switch, and some of the meetings with man-like aliens could be also explained with meetings with my kind. When I met EF for the first time, he saw me also as a normal human woman, and I remember that he was very frightened and shocked when I
Did I
revealed
just
to
wall
him
jump?
my real appearance.
I can wall jump.
Fascinating. Okay. So much to unpack, but Lacerda did say that there were humanoid aliens. And now she's also saying that some of the human-looking aliens are actually other-looking aliens, might not be reptilian, that are using this mental switch to make people see them or perceive them as the being wants them to be perceived. This is really interesting because I've studied hypnosis for entertainment purposes as a magician quite a bit.
I have also studied hypnosis as well.
These are things that you can actually
Also, I just did a
induce
cool ass
through
front
hypnosis.
flip.
Hypnotic states allow you to really play with the senses of the mind. And that includes smell, it includes touch, it includes sight, it includes taste, it includes everything. There's studies of people who were fed invisible food. And not
Yes, I
only
see them
were
hanging
they
around my
pretending
store now
or
and again.
thinking that they were really eating,
Really?
they were
I'm looking
actually
for
having
anything you can
bowel
tell me.
movements. So physiologically,
Well, while I
you're
was
even able to
sipping on a
affect
cheap
the
cocktail,
human
I
body
heard them complain that they were tired of being all in
So
dark
something
all
like
day.
this isn't completely impossible.
Ley Ogana's always dark.
Much
Maybe they
more
live
likely
down there.
than
Ley
my
Ogana.
skin
Got it.
actually
Wait. Could you
shifting
tell me where that
into,
is?
some
It's at the very
chameleon-like
bottom of
form. And
Jirga
I
Paralao.
think that this idea actually
keep going
has
down,
legs
you'll
to
find it
stand on.
eventually.
That could work, theoretically.
If you want the different FYP heart
It
things
wouldn't work
you are
for us
interested,
because we
and
would
it
have
will
to,
show you
induce
related things.
everyone
Okay, that
into
makes sense.
a
Just like in any
hypnotic
algorithm.
state and lower their cognitive sort of reflexes, whereas because of their evolution, they can do that very simply without you even knowing it. That's interesting. And the point about your mind is all one mind is very interesting. That's something that I think
We're
just
going
starting to
underground.
scratch the surface on with this whole idea. Well, it's a philosophy that has been echoed for a very long time. If you look at Hermeticism or Rosicrucianism, the sort of as above, so below, this idea that everything is one and everything is connected is very old, but since the introduction of modern science, we've really strayed from that theory, thinking that that was more like a philosophical, maybe even spiritual belief. But now with quantum physics, I think we're realizing that this might actually be the case, that this field exists and that we're all sort of a part of it. I digress. Question, do you mean that you can really make me believe that I talk now with an attractive brown-haired woman instead of a reptilian being like you? Answer, probably, but I don't think so in your special case.
How do I get people to watch my stories that aren't friends with me?
Problems with his mind, even with large groups, because nobody expects to see a reptile woman. But I've allowed your mind to see me in my original appearance.
Because you can't add any hashtags or anything.
And I've never induced something into your mind, so you've already realized that I am not human. If I now try to change this, it would probably lead to an absolute confusion or to unconsciousness, and I don't want to harm you. As I've said, I'm not very good at these things. That's super interesting too. It's almost like what was that movie where the guy had like these special glasses in the 80s, and he could see everything for what it truly was. It's kind of like that. So like once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's kind of cool. Question: that's very scary. Can you kill with that ability? Answer: yes, but it's forbidden. This means not that it was not done in previous times. Question: have both sexes this ability? Answer: yes. That's a sexist question. He's clapping back. He felt a little slighted with her condescension, so he's like, what about women? Question, what about photos? How do you appear on photos? I'm going to guess that they just appear like reptilians. Answer, this is a silly question. I appear on photos as a reptile being because I can't have influence on the photo or on the camera itself, but only on the photographer's mind. If he or she would develop a film and show the photo to others, they would see me in my original shape. That's the reason why it's forbidden for our kind to be filmed or photographed, and we must avoid every camera on the surface. That is very difficult, and we were filmed sometimes in the past without our knowledge, especially from certain of your governments and secret agencies. I would love to see those films. Also, on a little side note, that lady screaming in the airplane suddenly isn't so insane. What do you consider? The fact that she might have made it for
Whoa, holy shit, I'm falling. I forgot that I'm upside down.
or not, but using her words, that mother back there, it's not real. I would have loved to be on that flight, by the way. That'd have been a cool flight to be on. Probably not. Probably been a stressful flight after she said that. She
I'm
said
falling.
something about her plane going down and something else. I would not like to be on that flight. I would probably, I would probably go off with her. Be like, this lady's right. He isn't real. I'm out of here. Question, what other commands can your kind induce into our minds? Something like,
If
serve
you
us,
post
or
on
obey?
Spotlight,
Answer, this is
then you
again a
can
strange
press
question.
the
You're not
promotion
Most
thing.
of us not. So
Ooh,
why should
okay.
we do this?
Do I have to
Answer
pay
your
for the
question
promotion,
depends
or
on
is
the
it just
strength of
free
the
and it
human
does it?
mind and on the strength of the descending reptilian. There is no serve us or serve me switch in your mind. So such a command is much more difficult to induce. If the human mind and consciousness is weak and the reptilian inducer is experienced in these things, and with some hours in the sun before he or she tries to do it, then it can probably work for a certain time. There are secret teachings about such things, but I've never learned anything about it. I use my primary abilities for mimicry and for communication with my own kind, sometimes for other private things, but I've never used them to harm humans or their mind. I would appreciate it if we can end with this topic here. I think she's annoyed at the fact that the person asking questions is making her out to be some type
Not
of
for your first
monstrous
5
being
videos. I think it's free.
who has,
Okay.
this murderous intent, but in fact, she's just kind of annoyed at that. Like, no, we're not. If I wanted to kill you, I'd do it already. You'd be dead. I could eat you. I encountered these Nordic-like beings, these tall hominids that were kind of jacked. They didn't speak, however, and they were wearing like fish bowls over their head, almost silly, almost like a silly interpretation of a human. Makes you think that what if those gray extraterrestrials, noticing Travis's demeanor and his panic, his panicked state, decided we should probably give him something a little less alarming to look at, and then turn that switch on. Maybe that was the case. Very interesting to think about. I've always thought about, were the Greys working for these Nordic-looking folk? Or are
What?
they both working for, something else behind the curtain? Or, is it just the Greys or whatever entity playing with their minds? The last question. You said earlier that you can hide your UFOs. Do you use the same ability to do this? Answer, yes, but on a technical base. There's a powerful device inside each craft which is able to send an artificial signal to your minds to convince you that you either see nothing but only the sky, or that you see normal aircraft like planes instead of our ships. This isn't used very often because we avoid human public when we move in the atmosphere. If you're able to see our UFOs, it means that the device is either defective or deactivated for some reason. The camouflage effect didn't work on photos.
Let's see. I've done it before. Helps a lot. I went from 50 followers to 97 followers. Okay, I will try it. Thank you. I didn't even know that's a thing, so I'm gonna try it, but I still don't think too highly of Snow.
Maybe there is some technology that could do that in a way, but I definitely think that our mind is the weakest link, because our perception, you can manipulate that. You can manipulate anything. You don't need actual light-bending technology. You just need something that alters your perception. It's an interesting form of tech that I haven't given too much thought on. Question, back to you and your own history. You've mentioned the race of the
What's up, Cat?
who have created our race.
Dude trying to look up her skirt? No. We don't have a choice. We all look up her skirt.
What exactly happened when they arrived?
There's not really anything that we can do about it.
Answer.
If I'm upside down, you're gonna see my booty.
From the solar system you call Aldebaran in your maps. They were a very tall humanoid species with usually blonde hairs and very white skin. They avoided the sunlight.
Wait, something's not right. How can I go down there? Nabi, go.
It's absolutely unbelievable
Go,
for
girl.
a sun-loving species like us. They seemed to be intelligent and peaceful at the beginning, and we started a more or less friendly communication with them. But later they showed their real intentions and plans.
Oh shit, I can go down here. What?
Check out this EPY on uninvested
Whoa, what?
You get significantly higher rates.
There's a whole town down here? Yeah, what?
Cash or resources.
In the world?
Club perks, get a 3% IRA match on eligible contributions.
Whoa, there's a whole town down here? Get the fudge out of here. What? I thought I would just fall to my death.
Over the past several days, 3 females have
No, he's not. Fellas.
and we were
We don't have to argue about it.
for them on their
The main character,
At first they caught around 10,000
she
or maybe even
often has to
20,000
stand upside down.
ancestors, and they left the
And it's part of the costume from the Nier Automata costume. There's nothing we can do about it.
more human ancestors back. When they left Earth again,
Let's just be this way about it. There's nothing we can do about it, or change your costume,
they were just afraid of our air.
and we can just enjoy the fact that it happens. That's it.
Had taught their mind and enhanced
We can live in a world where we can enjoy
they were able
both.
now to use tools and fire. Elohim returned within 23,000 years 7 times and accelerated the evolution speed of certain of your kind. You must
I'm just shocked there's a whole world down
understand
here.
the first human civilization on the planet. First advanced humans who lived at the same time with less developed pre-humans because the Elohim had experimented with different speeds and
I definitely do think that's the point of this Nier Automata or Automata custom is that you can look at birth control. I definitely feel the game devs did that on purpose, obviously.
And flying devices. This genetically advanced human breed lived together with us. They avoided contact with my kind because the ill-keen teachers had warned them
Hey,
with
bird.
misleading purpose that we are evil beings and that we lie to them. This is all extremely interesting. One thing that I like to think about as
Parkour.
well is, let's say you were genetically engineering a species on a planet. All right? Bit of a thought experiment here. Obviously, if you can bounce around the universe, you would notice very quickly that there is an abundant amount of exoplanets, that there are probably billions of planets exactly like ours that are capable of sustaining simian life or any type of life. It would be very strange to only do one of these experiments on one planet. If you have that type of technology, you would be doing this on potentially hundreds of thousands.
Bro, how fun that I can just like do that. That I can just fall in any direction I want to. Like she's not really flying as much as she's just falling in any direction.
Planets, bring them here, bring that species, alter it genetically so that, you know, the carbon dioxide levels here
People
don't
down here
destroy
look
the
oddly
radiation,
depressed.
destroy the gravity and everything else. Put them here. You can start populating all these planets kind of like zoos, which, you know, would make sense why we have octopus. Because what a bizarre looking species. But we also have birds, and we also have, you know, Venus flytraps, and all these other strange things. The cool thing about all this is that, as mentioned, they came back every, 27,000 years or whatever to bring the ancestors, or they came back 7 times during 27,000 years.
And there's so many little islands down here.
And that type of technology, if I didn't have a home planet, let's say I lived in my spaceship, okay? Time is definitely relative. The way that people experience time here is different than if I was living on a surface that had more gravity, right? Hypothetically. So, if my ship could, like an interstellar, park itself next to a black hole for several hours, I could then hop back. And although it was only several hours, it might have been thousands of years for the things on the planet. So this evolution can actually be achieved technically from the extraterrestrial
Ow!
standpoint.
Ah, God. I didn't see that floor there. My back.
Think about it. If they have no home planet, they can just dip beside a black hole and watch the evolution happen within days, which might also account for the fact that they don't really care about us. You know, if you think of these abductions and how they sort of manhandle our species without any regard and say it's for the greater good, they just don't care. They do the thing, they hop back, and then they come back and do the thing to your ancestors. Interesting to think about. Well, after some centuries, the aliens decided to extinct their first creation, and they accelerated the evolution of a second and better test series, and so on and so on. The truth is that your modern human civilization is not the first on this planet Earth, but already the second. The buildings of the first breeds are lost, but the fifth civilization was the one which built with large triangular constructions you call Egyptian pyramids. Today, around 75,000 years ago, your Egyptians just found that large ancient pyramid.
I can lift the piggies. I'm not gonna send the pigs flying. That makes me sad.
And the sixth civilization was the one which built the cities which ruins you can find today beneath the sea in the so-called Bimini
Can I send the
area
birds
around
flying?
15,000 years ago.
I cannot. Okay.
The last creation of the seventh breed of your series was done just 8,500 years
Huh?
ago.
Did you call me?
And this is the only creation
Yeah, I heard you were
remember
looking
and
for
to which
angry
your
centipedes.
religious writings
Or
refer.
centipedes. My sister knows where they are. What? Really? Where? Ask her, she's over there.
Civilizations before, and if you find evidence of their existence, you deny and misinterpret the facts. This is partly a programming of your mind and partly your ignorance. I will tell you the following only about your creations because the 6 previous mankinds are lost, and therefore they should not concern you. Interesting, the idea with the Egyptians, and that's something I think that a lot of modern sort of more fringe archaeologists such as, Graham Hancock and others have suggested, and Randall Carlson, that we might have only stumbled on ruins and built upon those ruins, and that's something that we know that we do
There we
already.
go.
So, might account for the erosion on the Sphinx and so on and so forth. Interesting. Again, in the LARP, they're just borrowing from things that are kind of already being talked about. There was a large war between us and the Elohim, and also between certain groups of Elohim themselves, because many of them were the opinion that the again and again creation of human species on this planet makes no real sense. The last battles in this war were fought around 5,000 years ago in orbit and surface. The aliens used powerful sonic weapons to destroy our underground cities, but on the other hand, we were able to destroy many of their surface installations and bases in space. The humans of your series were very frightened when they observed our battles, and they wrote it down in the form of religious myths. Their mind was not able to understand what was really going on. The Elohim, who appeared as gods for the 6th and 7th breed, told them that this is a war between good and evil, and that they are good and that we are evil. The evil race. This depends certainly on the point of view. It was our planet before they arrived and before they started their evolution process.
How does anybody get around if none of the buildings are connected? I just thought about that. How do any of these regular people go anywhere if none of these effing buildings are connected? Or are they connected and I'm just not seeing it? Maybe I'm not seeing it.
This is a very important date for us because many of our historians called it a victory. Fact is that we don't know what really happened. I mean, I am more and more on Lacerda's side. She's convincing me that, yeah, this is their plan later. That's wild. I gave this example last time. If my coffee started talking to me, I'd start believing it because it's just absolutely blowing my mind and giving me a new, perspective on reality.
I heard you know something about the angry
Even
centipedes.
now, but especially thousands of years ago, if something came down from the heavens, burning with this fire, this light that is unexplainable, and spoke in our minds and told us that it was good and the other things were evil, you will believe this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about any one ancient conspiracy theorist would instantly be publicly executed
Have to be like
for
Spider-Man.
speaking against such gods. That's the truth. That is exactly what would happen.
He's not a pervert.
If you gave me a time machine
That's hilarious.
and I popped back to,
No, it's okay. I don't think pervert's an insult, to be honest with you. I'm 33 years old.
the power of the sun in my
Um,
hand, I would be the demigod.
I feel like the master Roshi,
Rest assured
of
that
the
technology
group,
that is absolutely baffling
and
to
that's
us.
okay. I think modern culture has
Technologically advanced
kind of
species.
like
That technology thousands of years ago would have just
made
been
some
absolute.
normal things about being a guy. Like it has kind of made so they want to shame you for certain things, when in reality they're just like normal. They're just like normal ass things. Like there's nothing perverted about this. There's nothing about that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the girl wearing a skirt. There's nothing wrong with her powers. The Japanese game makers, the designers made this way. I'm just gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think anything wrong with it. I think that all men, especially older men, I think and dads, especially dads like myself, I think we're all perverts to some extent. We have to be, right? We had kids. We have to be. So it's just how you are about it. You can either be creepy about it or you can just be honest about it. There's two ways to go on about it. You're a creepy person or you're just honest and say what you like and what you don't like. That's simple, bro. I think that's more valid than just shaming people and calling them perverts and shit. Like obviously I've had to have human interaction to have a kid, right? I've obviously said some well, here's the thing. It's yes, I'm not creepy or a perv. I am a perv for sure. I mean, I like anime. I think I think everybody that likes anime is a perv to some extent. I like Kill la Kill. It's a good anime. I think it's more so like, okay, so for example, I've dated a bunch of women in life, right? And the women that liked me, they thought the pervert stuff I said was funny, right? Those women thought that the things I said, even though they were perverted and creepy or whatever, were really funny. And they liked it. They liked it when I said those pervert things to them. But then there are other women that I wasn't able to date that if I said those type of things, they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're a misogynist. You're a creepy misogynist pervert. F you, go, self delete and all this stuff." They would say all this sort of nonsense, right? So the reality is, it's not just black and white. There's two ways about it. Some people will think you're funny, and it is funny. And then some people are so easily offended by everything that there's nothing you can do about it. They're gonna be easily offended by everything. You just gotta let them be in their own little fake world. I think that's more important if we're gonna be
The
real.
paradigm shifting for anybody witnessing it.
Hang on, I gotta
You can
switch.
get away
Oh,
with
I'm
telling
sitting.
them anything.
My neck is
Telling
killing
them
me.
good and evils is very simple. We're good, they're bad. Chill out. We got this. And then they left. The Elohim were gone from one day to another. They vanished without a trace, together with their ships, and we found most of their surface installations destroyed by them. The humans were on their own, and your civilization developed. Many of us were in contact with certain more southern tribes of your species in the coming centuries, and we were able to convince some of them
Where'd he
we're
go?
not the evil aliens wanted them to believe. During the time from 4,900 years ago to today, many other alien species arrived on the planet. Some of them used the old teaching and programming of your mind and played again God for you. But the Elohim themselves never came back. They had left the planet for a duration of some thousands of years, also earlier. So we expect their return one day in the future.
That's just reality. Some people are gonna think your perversion is funny, and then some people are not whatsoever.
We don't really know what is
There's
happening.
nothing wrong with that, bro.
To
Like,
answer this question of you,
this is just what it is. You don't even have to defend it. Like, whatever. Let people think what they want.
Just a variant of the three-body problem that is going to come back here one day. Very interesting to think about. Your current civilization doesn't know anything about your real origin, about your real past, about your real world and universe. And you know very little about us and our past. And you know nothing about the things to come in the near future. As long as you will not understand and believe my words, I tell you the truth because we are not your enemy. As long as there is danger for your species, your enemies
Thank you,
are
homie. I
already
appreciate
here,
that.
and you have not
You know,
understood.
haters gonna
Open
hate.
your eyes, or you will be in big trouble soon. If you haven't believed anything of the things I've told you before, then you should really believe. Remember this.
I don't like this underground world though. It makes my screen look blue.
Why do you think I don't believe you? Answer. I have a certain feeling that you don't believe me, despite the fact that I'm sitting here in front of you. Everything I've told you in the last 2 hours.
I will
is the
defend your
absolute truth
decisions.
about
Thank you.
our world.
I The way I
like
feel
what
about
you
it is,
said.
I'm gonna have this costume right now, and then later we're gonna switch costumes to a different one. Like we gotta try all the costumes. You know what I'm saying? This is just one of the few costumes that the last game didn't have.
Genetically engineered and put
And
here
I've never played Nier
so willing
Automata.
to share this place with us. That's kind of cool. That's kind of benevolent. That's wild to think that the benevolent species are the underground, disgusting lizard-looking like people, and that the ones that look like us that descend from the sky and that look like angels are the evil ones. Very interesting turn of events here. It's crazy that like humanity is a psyop when you think about it. Everything, even if this, is or isn't true, all the teachings and the history books and everything that we've ever read about us is all from one perspective. We rarely get the other side. So, it's very easy to manipulate our species. And if you think otherwise, then you are the person who is the easiest to manipulate. Question, how many alien species are active on Earth at the moment? Answer, as far as we know, 14 species, 11 from this universe, 2 from another bubble, and 1
Oh shit, was I not
very
supposed to
advanced
catch
from a
up?
very different plane. Don't ask me for names,
How old is my son? He is 8 years old, bro.
Eight of them are not pronounceable even for us.
I just went to a little school concert the other day.
Are just studying you as animals.
Am I gonna have to whoop their ass? I'm gonna have to whoop their ass, am I?
And we work together with some of them.
Whoa, look at those 80s ass glasses. What's the big idea? Asking around about us. Think you're so smart, you fell right into our trap.
And other important things in which have been
Were those girls working for the angry centipede?
and is a cold war
Alright, you found us, so state your business.
races during the last 73
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue.
the quote-unquote winner in this useless
Come on, not with it. You talk, maybe we'll go easy on you.
a more hot war between them.
They talk big for a bunch of thieves.
I would say within the next
Too bad I won't be going easy on you. What?
that time has thankfully expired, and we are not worried about that. In the last time, there were some rumors about a new 15th species which had arrived on Earth just 3 or 4 years ago, but we don't know anything about their intentions, and we were not in contact with them until now. Maybe the rumors are wrong. Okay. I mean, them saying there's only 14 is interesting because I think Greer mentioned recently there were 69. Dr. Stephen Greer mentioned there were 69, which I think is. I mean, do they speak 420 languages also? But then also, I think the former defense minister, Paul
I could have just picked them up and thrown them. That's hilarious.
over 60 species.
Yeah, I like being a dad, dude. It's a good time.
Where are they getting those numbers from? I don't know. Not from Lacerda.
Stay away from
Question, what
them.
do hostile alien races
Ow.
want? Answer. Various raw
Leave,
materials
oppressor.
to offer better technology.
Thief.
Water, or better,
Me?
hydrogen in your water, which is a source of energy for
He's the
advanced
thief.
fusion processes.
The angry centipede just taking back what's rightfully ours. The rich won't miss it. Oh no, that's a terrible way of thinking.
When we talk about fusion,
Without the angry centipedes will help, we'd starve. We're just doing what we need to survive.
from that type of
Mommy, I'm
fusion,
hungry. Can we eat yet?
it's just not
This
possible.
is it's
The hydrogen in
citizens.
the water makes a lot of sense because
Huh?
hydrogen, if you
Hand over the
harness that
stolen goods.
energy,
If you don't comply, we'll have to use
potentially you
force.
have like a limitless amount of energy.
I repeat, take them down.
Be a giant gas station, you intergalactic.
Oh no! They're gonna kill them? Stop!
Genetic structure is defective through bad
What? Did you?
as far as we know.
Uh-uh.
They need intact strings of their kind and from animals who repair their own genetics again and again, but they are not really able to repair the defects completely because their DNA and your DNA is not fully compatible. My own species is absolutely incompatible with them, so they are not very interested in us, and they try to make more compatible crossbreeds between you and them by use of an artificial fertilization and artificial wombs. We suppose that the coming war between 3 races, or between you and one or all of them, will be fought for raw materials, hydrogen, air, and DNA. Hybridization is very interesting to me, and all of these theories have been voiced by a lot of people looking into the, abductions and hybridization programs that
Oh,
have
shit.
allegedly been going on. Question, is there a reason for the abductions? Answer, partly.
I wish I could go back to 8 years old when I was happy and I wasn't easily embarrassed. Oh, bro, being embarrassed is nothing, bro. When you're an adult, it's hard to get embarrassed if you've been embarrassed a lot, so I wouldn't even trip about it, to be honest with you, Ben. And being 8 was pretty cool, but when you're an adult, it's like you can do whatever you want to do, even like some stuff that you did when you were 8, and you're an adult. No one's gonna judge you. Just you can do it anyway. For me, it was playing Pokemon and watching anime. I still do that every now and then.
Advanced and friendly races also took sometimes eggs and sperm samples, but for other reasons. Yeah, I
Sorry,
suppose if you were
Mr. Johnson.
abducted and never returned, we just wouldn't hear about the abduction, right? Question, you said that there are only 14 species active on Earth, but why describe people who saw
Do I remember how old you are?
so many
Fudge.
different
I ate an
and
edible, bro,
types?
so I do not
Yes, thank you.
remember
Great
anything
question
right
on
now.
this question. Answer. I think I've already answered this question, and as I've said, most of the alien races have much more advanced mind abilities than you or me.
And this alien
There's just one
conversation
alien
has me
race
zooted.
completely without such abilities. They're able to appear in your mind and memory as whatever they want, and this induced image
You're
has nothing to
18?
do with
Okay.
their real appearance. You remember them as normal humans or gray dwarfs,
Bro,
or even extremely
you're
bizarre
still
animals
kind of
because they
coming
want
into
you
your
to
own
remember
being
that,
at
or
18.
sometimes they want you to completely forget
I didn't decide to change till I was like 19 and 20, and then I changed again at 24, and then I changed again around 27, and then I changed again around now. I'm currently in the another phase of changing.
Maybe until you discover that there is no hospital
So
where you supposed it. But in fact, you
I
were
don't know.
examined by them
Again,
in one of their laboratories.
just
You can't rely on
do
your
what
mind
you're
in this
supposed to
case.
do and take
They
it
appear
easy.
in different shapes
Like
to
chill
you,
for
to
sure,
confuse you,
and just
including
handle
some
the things that you
abduction
can handle in
witnesses
life,
who are able to
and
remember
work
the
towards
events,
being
or
better
who believe they are able
and
to remember.
independent,
Ridiculous in the public, and as far as we know,
and
they are
as
successful.
independent as you can
Okay?
be in today's world.
Saying, something along the lines of making us seem crazy, and that's part of like their psyop, I guess. Also, there's that scene in Jupiter Rising. Jupiter Rising, Channing Tatum, Mila Kunis. She goes to get this procedure done in a hospital. It turns out it's all these aliens acting as doctors. Believe me, there are only 14 alien species on this planet, and only 8 of them abduct humans at the moment, as far as we know. In addition, not every one of your abductees is one, and some of the aliens in their reports are really just imagination or lies. Okay, I mean that goes
Think
to the
ahead.
same answer. Oh, I think they got these backwards. Question: how can we
If I
protect
move my controller,
us
it moves
against
the
this
screen. Look.
influence on our mind? Answer: I don't know. I doubt you can, because your mind is like an open book to read and write for nearly every species I know. This is partly the guilty of the Elohim themselves.
You have a street bike and you've been in 8 police chases? And that's hilarious because you like my streams that are so like rated E for everyone. Bro, you can't, I mean, the laws of motorcycles are different. You basically just you can't risk it because if you get caught, it's gonna waste your time. If you get caught, it's gonna be time that you don't have riding your bike, like just straight up. Then you could be doing other shit. Much better shit. Vogo, we can't feed our families on ideals and we don't have anything to spare for handouts. Lisa, you too, you're always going about how proud the Lao tribe is. You can live like this. What do you know? Pride's not going to fill our stomachs, and we'll figure out, and if we argue or fight back, things get made worse. Jarlau boasted the most wondrous riches in the world and most appealing living conditions for its poor. I couldn't contain my anger and the injustice I saw before me. I knew this day would come. You can't outrun time. Lisa, something's wrong? The crack was discovered in the gravity engine and it's wearing out. We have to replace it, but that costs money we don't have. How long will it take to fix? Too long. We have to take everything apart and inspect it piece by piece. Sounds like we'll be in the port for a while then. I still got a lot more I want to see. Listen carefully. Don't get in trouble. If we go storing anything up, we'll get dragged into it. Why does Lisa always have to worry so much? Do you hear me? Yeah, I don't get in trouble. Please don't snitch? Bro, who am I gonna snitch to? Who the fuck am I gonna snitch to? Your mom? Like what? Don't be doing shit that you wouldn't tell your mom about, bro. It's that simple. No, I don't live in Missouri, but I live pretty close to Missouri. But Missouri's a big state, so I guess I can't even say that, but I'm in one of the bordering states around Missouri. I'll leave it at that. Nah, I'm just high. That's funny. I mean, weed's legal in Missouri, so it is what it is. Wait, am I back up on the regular ground? I am. I'm back up. Wait, am I? Or is this the... I see the sky, so I'm assuming in the regular... I am. I'm in the regular port. Okay, got it. I'm back up top. No, that's chill, bro. I feel you, bro. Edibles are more for me. I don't really smoke. It's not my thing anymore. When I was your age, I'd smoke all the time, baby. But that was just my thing, though. It was cool. it was cool to do with my friends because we would hang out and have fun. But now I'm just kind of like more by myself, so I don't know. Edibles are fine every now and then, but otherwise I'm just kind of chilling. I enjoy being sober, but at the same time, I get it. I enjoy the green herb as well.
Never come to sacrifice on style or
My eyes look bright red. That's hilarious, bro. You blazed. It's because you're blazed right now, bro.
Last week,
My boy be blazed.
him being a PSYOP expert, he said something that really sort of resonated with me.
How do you feel about this game so far, bro?
Mightiest weapon isn't artillery, isn't munition or guns or bombs. It's influencing people to pull the trigger or retreat. That is way stronger. If you think of a false flag attack on your own country, for example, which was done in the Second World War, by the way, you attack your own country, blame the enemy, this increases the amount of patriotism and increases
Let's
the
power
amount
up.
of enlisting into the army.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Okay. I think that's exactly what I got. Like when it came out, 8 out of 10. I think that's what it, legit, I think that's what I got.
Do you want to say a last sentence or a message? Answer. Open your eyes and see. Don't believe only in your wrong history or your scientists or your politicians. Some of them know the truth about various things, but they don't inform the public to avoid confusion and panic. I think your species is not as bad as some of my kind think, and it would be a pity to observe your end. That's everything I can say. Go through your world with open eyes and you will see. Maybe not. Your kind is ignorant. Question, do you think anyone will believe that this interview is the truth? Answer, no. But it is an interesting experiment for my social studies. We will meet again in some months. And you will tell me then.
How long are you going to be streaming? I don't know. I'm still pretty awake. It's 4:28, but I have to go to sleep at some point because my son's gonna wake up. I imagine around like 9 or 10.
Certifiable. Number one.
I should take a nap at some point, but I don't know. I'm so awake right now. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Appreciated this read through much more than the first one, I think. It's funny because the first one we went from really feeling as though Lacerda and her kind was resentful towards us, being almost like mommy's little favorite child. And they're kind of like, you don't get it. I was here before you. You're just like the newborn. Now it's shifted to more like she's demonstrated tolerance for us in our ignorance and shown patience even though we seem to be so wrongfully guided. And she's actually trying to alert us about the alarming nature of reality and the all sorts of potentially dangerous interactions that are happening on this planet.
Kind of cool. Kind of a cool video. I have to work at 7:45. So are you gonna stay up all night and then go to work? Where do you work at? Or what's your job? We have a drop attack.
1999, a file was posted to some conspiracy theory forums. This file alleged an interaction between a human being, a male from Sweden who remains anonymous, and a reptilian female who goes by the name Lacerda. So the source of the transcript is unknown, the tapes were never found, and the person who interviewed this being was never named. So therefore we have no actual evidence of this ever happening. But that, folks, won't stop us from reading through this hefty document. This comes in two different files. So you have part one, which was released in 99, and part two, which was then later released in 2000 in April. This has been translated by a person by the
You're a
name of
mechanic?
Christian Filer.
Bro,
Among the very
that's legit.
fantastic claims, one of which being Lacerda says
If I ever get a car, because I have a car, it just doesn't work. But if I ever get a new car and I need it fixing, I will hit you up. Since you live so close.
And they also allegedly control hidden underground cities around the world. Now, if all of this sounds a little familiar, that's because topic of reptilian overlords
Sweet.
kind of taking over mainstream, which is the monarchy and
Damn, we got a
politicians
buttload
and
of
celebrities and so forth. So
side
obviously
missions.
mainstream media takes this, sensationalizes it, and makes us all look like tinfoil hat wearing crazies. But you don't need a tinfoil hat to enjoy a big story. Folks, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. This hefty document has about 50 pages, half of which are part 2, half of which are part 1. So I'll try my best to
Wait,
read
how's
as
that?
much as I can, but this
Yeah,
will
how's that
probably end up
different?
being an intermittent series that we post between other podcasts and investigations. And if this is something that you enjoy, folks, I would just ask you 3 simple things. Like this video, subscribe,
How's that different from?
comment below to help out the algorithm and appease the algorithm gods that we so helplessly have to serve here on YouTube. Finding your private and personal information online has gotten easier. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to believe that your personal and private information is being sold to data brokers on the dark web, which is why this video is sponsored by
Ow.
Cognitive.
I dropped too hard.
Spam emails and phone calls and
Okay,
texts
that
just
attack.
add it up,
Got it.
But once you're on these lists, it's not there. Sometimes they can take it a step further.
I get a lot of money, so in the future, if you need
Finding out where you live.
it, I can buy your car. Oh, bro, that'd be hilarious, dude.
But there's good news.
You don't have to do that, because that's crazy.
Information be taken off their lists. The bad news is there are hundreds of lists. And Cognitive takes that
That's some Mr. Beast shit.
sign into Cognitive.
I mean, if you made a video of that, you'd pop off, bro. Your whole channel would be huge.
You reach out to the hundreds of brokers that are selling your private information in demand, and then be retracted and taken off the internet. They even have a very easy to understand dashboard which allows you to track exactly where your information is.
Bro, do you have a PS4
And what's left to do. So go subscribe to the Cognitive.
or an Xbox? Then you one of the PS4s or Xbox One or whatever they're called.
And you'll save 60%.
Because if you do and you play Overwatch, or you can play Overwatch, I totally play Overwatch with you sometime, bro.
Those certifieds. Alright, like I said, there is a lot here. This is only half, and the other half is here. These are thick files, baby. Having guests is fun.
I have a PC. Shit.
People learning from that.
I mean, you can still play Overwatch, and I can play Overwatch with you, but only quick play though. We couldn't play competitive together. Also, if you ever want to donate to the channel, I do have a Cash App and PayPal. And not that you have to, but if you ever feel like donating to the channel, like any of that stuff will always go to like helping my pets or helping myself get things that I need,
These are parts of a transcript of an interview I made with
or even return back into more videos.
December of 1999. This female being was already in contact with a friend of mine, whose name is given only with the abbreviation EF in the text. Since some months, let me declare that I was all my life a skeptic about UFOs, aliens, and otherworldly things.
Cool.
And I thought that EF tells me just dreams or fictitious stories. When he talked with me about his first contacts with non-human being, well, certainly, I was still skeptic when I met this being on December 16th last year in 1999. In that small, warm room in the remote house of my friend near to a town in the south of Sweden.
Thank you.
Despite the fact that I saw now with my own eyes that she was not
I don't normally show out my donation thing. I try to hush hush about it. I understand it's an aspect of the whole online thing I gotta get used to.
is not another of that wrong UFO papers which claim to tell the truth and tell in fact just fiction. I'm convinced that this transcript contains the only truth, and therefore
By you watching the stream, it's gonna help because you need like 3,000 or something watch hours of your channel, and you watching the stream it does exactly that. It'll be like an extra hour added to my channel. Not to count the random people that happen to stop by every now and then. It also adds to that too. Same with my videos and stuff. If you watch the whole video through, it also helps. Like my long-term videos.
so it may seem sometimes a little bit confusing.
It's weird. YouTube is weird. It wants me to have like 3 million short views in a year and 3,000 hours in a year of watch, so that I can apply for the YouTube partnership program.
only
Oh,
people
my eye.
responsible will be able to read and to understand the transcript. If you receive it, please send it to all your friends via email or make printouts and copy them. I mean, or better yet, talk about it on Debriefed. I certify furthermore the various paranormal abilities of her species like telepathy and telekinesis, including the moving and dancing of my pencil on the table without touching and the flying of an apple around 40 centimeters over her hands, were shown to me during the 3 hours and 6 minutes of meeting, and I'm absolutely sure that these abilities were no tricks. The following is certainly difficult to understand and to believe for someone who hasn't experienced it, but I was really in contact with her mind, and I'm now completely sure that everything she said during the interview is the absolute truth about our world. I'm going to interject here just for a second. This is a very, very fascinating thing that I've pondered a little bit on recently. If my coffee cup decided to start talking to me immediately, like if it grew a mouth and just started talking to me and told me anything at all, I would believe it. Because this coffee cup just showed me that my reality was in fact, partially at least, a lie. And that this new reality, in the way that it behaves, has now shown itself to me as being the truth. Therefore, everything that this coffee cup is going to relay to me, I will assume is the truth. And if that's what he's saying here, that's kind of what's happening. If I show you an impossibility, I am then more inclined to have you believe that whatever I say is going to be the truth. Your own objective view of reality has now been questioned and replaced by something else, something, I mean, more magical, and something real. Therefore, you're going to trust whatever is delivering that message as telling you the truth, when in fact that might not be the truth. You might be being psyoped. And I say this with all due respect to everyone who's ever, in their own words, communicated with some type of entity who's shown them images or given them prophetic messages. Personally, I would just be cautious with that message. Because of the example I just gave you. My 2 cents. We continue. Unfortunately, I have read the entire transcript and much more. This very short form by myself, I have the strong impression that everything I've written sounds too unbelievable to be true. That everything sounds more like a bad science fiction.
How much do you make a month? You're a mechanic. I'm gonna say, because I had a friend that was a diesel mechanic. Somewhere around, like 2000, somewhere around 2000 perhaps.
My simple words without evidence, but I can't give you that evidence. Please read the transcript and think about it. You will maybe see the truth in this word, in this words. So, alright, simple loss in translation here. Obviously, this has been translated from a different language, so maybe just forgive me perfect grammar. There will be a new meeting between me and her, again, in the same house this week on April 23rd, 2000, and she promised me to give me maybe some evidence of her existence. In the meantime, I collect questions, which I will ask her then. Maybe she gives me permission to reveal more of the missing parts in that transcript. And the commune more. Okay, believe it or not, this makes no real difference, but I hope you will believe. Oleg K. That's what he's going by. January 8th, 2000. So, I mean, what is interesting with this is that we do have 25 years of looking into anything. So if there was any type of prophetic or even just precognitive information in here that happened in the last 25 years, we'll be able to confirm or deny that, which should be interesting. So I will be saying question and answer for both Oleg, the person questioning, and for Lacerda, the being answering the question. First of all, who are you? Are you an extraterrestrial species? Or can your origin be found on this planet? Answer. As you can see with your own eyes, I'm not a human being like you. And to be honest, I'm no real mammal, despite my partly mammal-like body features, which are a result of evolution. I'm a female reptile being, belonging to a very old reptilian race. We are the native Terrans, and we live on that planet since millions of years. We are mentioned in your religious and done by genetic engineering, but not by us, but by an alien species. If you ask
I'm a
me,
manager and I make
if I'm an
50K a month.
extraterrestrial,
Bro,
I
that's
must answer
insane.
no.
No way, that's
We are
crazy.
native Terrans. We had
That's like
and have
Mr.
some
Beast
colonies
type
in
shit.
other solar systems,
Like,
but we originate on
yeah,
this
you could
planet.
buy random
In
people
fact,
random
our
shit and
planet,
record it
not
and make more
yours.
money
It was
type
never
shit.
yours. That's a
That's
crazy way
crazy,
to
bro.
answer the question. Be
That
like,
would be so
oh,
cool.
yeah, we're not extraterrestrial, we're from here, but we were here before you. This is our planet. You're invading our planet currently. Question: can you tell me your name? Answer: this is difficult because your human tongue is not able to pronounce it correctly, and a mispronunciation of our names is very offensive for some of my kind. Our language is very different from yours. My name is, I will try to say it, smoothed by use of your human letters. Something like my best to mouth that in Carson tongue. Being a Harry Potter fan here, okay, so, which is, by the way, could this have been the origin of Carson tongue they used in Harry Potter? With a very, very strong pronunciation of the sh and k. Okay, so more like sh. Try my best here. We have no four names like you, but only a single but unique name, which is divided and characterized by the way of speaking, which is given not to children who have an own children being, but
Take
only
this
in a
little.
special procedure in the adolescent age at the time of either religious or scientific enlightenment or awareness, as you would call it.
Bro, I hope I make it something. I don't need to be rich. I just need to be
Please call me
well
Mr.
off enough, you know?
This is the name I generally
That's how I
use
feel
for
about it,
a lot
man.
of
I don't
humans.
even have to be rich. I just have to be
Armed and serenity too.
well off enough to take care of myself and take care of my son and like my pets and like have my own place, you know? Like a car in my own place, like that's it. That's what I really desire. I don't have to be anything crazy. Even like make even like 50K a month is insane. Like I'd be happy with just like, to me wealthy is like 5K a month. You know, like by myself, that'd be more than enough. Like even 2,000 would be a decent amount for me. Like I think about that stuff. You know, it's tough. I don't know if I'll ever make that on YouTube, but I try by making content. It's the best I can do.
What is your task? Do you have a job like us? Answer. To say it with your words, I'm a curious student of the social behavior of your species. That's why I'm here to talk to you. That's why I have revealed my nature.
Damn it, I couldn't beat those big fucks.
To you. And that's why I give you all that secret information. And why I will try to answer all the questions on your many sheets of paper honestly. I will see how you react, how others of your kind react. There are so many crazies and liars
That's
of your kind
insane.
on this planet who claim to know the truth about us, about UFOs, about aliens, and so on. And some of you
But if you ever want to donate to your boy,
interesting. I wonder if
I definitely take the
referring to
donation.
Mennonite's work, which was, I think, really popularized around 2016. So a few years before this happened, which again could all
I think I need to level up more before I take on that challenge because I'm super stuck.
be lifting on.
Don't run away from me, people. I'm just skating through.
Maybe someone took that away. I wonder how far back the reptilian idea goes to. I'm not exactly sure of the original, first time we had mentioned these specific reptilian beings. I'm interested to see how your species will react if you make the truth.
Okay, have a good night.
Tell you now, public. I'm sure quite every one of you will refuse to believe my words.
Okay, okay, have a good night,
because
Jax.
you need to understand if you want to survive the coming years. That sounds like a little bit of a threat. Question. I've read your full statement, which you have given to EF about this. Can you give me now just a short answer?
Sweetheart throat, so sweet, little pucker. Sweetheart, dare to define. Major brain magnesium is made to care for your whole body every day.
Are UFOs real flying objects piloted by extraterrestrials, or do they belong to your species? Answer. Some observed UFOs, as you call them, belong to us, but most do not. Most of the mysterious flying objects in the sky are not technological devices, but mainly
Legit.
misinterpretations of natural
Well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Like spontaneous plasma flares in the high atmosphere. Well, that's really interesting because recently there's been a lot of talk of these plasmoids.
There has been a lot of talk about these plasmoids.
Reason for seeing these orbs. It's interesting that we're saying it's a natural phenomenon. Okay. Nevertheless, some UFOs are real craft belonging either to your Earth species, especially to your military, or to other alien species, or at last to us. The minority of sighted craft belong really to us because we are generally very careful with our movements in the atmosphere, and we have special ways to hide our ships. If you read a report about a sighting of a Vitalish, again, the grammar is off here, so
Cece, are you looking for something?
reading it this way.
Hey, Kat, you have heard about Thanks Day? It's the day when people express their gratitude on each other, isn't it? Like Thanksgiving. Is there a reason why my big brother's eyes were bright red? No, there's not. He was probably crying.
On the metallic surface of the cigar, one at the top, one in the middle, two on the ends, then it's
Or,
likely that someone of you have seen one of our
what's it
ships,
called?
and this means that it was either partly defect, or
Sugar
that someone of us
and
was not
spice
careful
and everything
enough.
nice.
We
The
have
Powerpuff
also a
Girls.
very small fleet of disc-shaped craft, but such UFOs
He's crying, bro, because he loves
usually
you, man.
to an
That's
alien
why. That's why his
species.
eyes were red. He was
Triangular
crying because he
UFOs
loves you, dog.
belong generally to
He loves you
your
so
own
much.
military
He was just
when they
telling
use
me about how
foreign
much he loves you,
technology
bro.
to build them. If you
And
really
then he
want to
started
try
getting
to see
emotional
one of our craft,
because he loves his
you
little
should
bro.
have a look in the skies over the Arctic, the Antarctic, and over inner Asia, especially
Like
over the
Stan
mountains
loved
there.
Eminem.
Well, that's interesting. It's interesting to say that the triangular craft would be ours, because that seems to be as well. I mean,
Take Sissy to
again,
Lisa's
our
Hollow.
ships could
I'm just gonna
potentially
float
just
her
be
up there.
borrowing
Okay.
from ufology lore that the TR-3B, which is some type of back-engineered, you know, alien reproduction vehicle that the military made. But that definitely does seem to fit the modern consensus of the triangular craft being more of an immaculate constellation. When we read that document a few months back, they had also mentioned that the triangular ones were of ARV origin. Again, this
That
could
makes a
all
lot
be
of
true.
sense
These
to
could all
you?
be
Good.
lurks that are
Because that's
piggybacking off
exactly
one
what
another.
happened.
The
He just got
origin
emotional because he
whistleblower,
loves his
however,
bro.
said he never observed any triangular craft, which of
And he was
course,
like,
if
I'm
they
gonna
were
buy my bro a
surveying
brand new
the
gaming PC. He
underwater
just doesn't know
mobile
it yet.
construction unit that was releasing
I haven't
these
told
UFOs
him.
into the atmosphere,
With the full
without
VR
geotech, they wouldn't have had access to
and
triangular craft. So this all kind of
car
does
rig
fit
setup.
the narrative currently
Like
in
one of those
question.
like
Maybe
setups
a
on
special
PC
symbol
that I
or
see with
something
the
like
cars,
that with which we can
where like
identify
it
your
looks like they're
platform.
driving a real car,
Answer.
but they're just
We
sitting,
have
but they're
two
really it's a
major
PC
symbols
game. Those are
representing our
sick.
species. One, the more ancient symbol, is a blue serpent with
And I
four
saw he said it. That's
wings
exactly what he
on
said. He was gonna
black
hook you up.
background. The colors have religious meanings for us. The symbol was used for certain parts of my society,
He was gonna hook
but
it
is
up.
today very seldom. You humans have copied it very often in your old writings. The other symbol is a mystic being you would call a dragon in the shape of a
I would
circle
love that. Pretty sure that's what he
with
said, bro.
seven white stars in the middle. This symbol is much more common today. If
You have
see
that
one of
realization.
symbol
That's
on
why
a
he was
cylindrical
crying.
craft I've described in my previous answer, or on some underground installation, this thing or place belongs definitely to us. And I would advise you go away from there as
What
soon
do I
as
want?
possible. Ugh. What's interesting, I want to have a look at something. I bought a book recently
The
about
wealth and happiness of the
underwater-
people in Banga.
this craft that came out from underwater.
That's a
these
little
beings that
broad. How
came
about
out.
something that could
I think
be
this was
bought
in
with a bit
Spain,
of spare change?
and there
Is there a
multiple
reason you're
witnesses
asking
who
me this?
describe
Because
one of the
today is.
beings, and one of the
I almost
beings
blew
had
it. It's
a
a surprise.
crest, and I do believe there was a
Nothing
serpent
special.
on it. Let
Not
me go
special
look
at
at
all.
this real
Nope.
quick.
I was
The
just
book is
curious.
called
That's all. I think I had
Contact
somewhere I
UFO
needed to
Contact
be.
from Undersea.
Better hurry.
It is
Later.
a vintage book. So it says here they were
Sometimes I
dressed in
don't
a
understand
suit
what
of
goes in
very
that girl's head.
special brilliance. It was the color of silver, reflected the lights around them. On the suit and the right breast, they had
Was he
an
worried that you
emblem
wouldn't like it? Nah,
made
he was
up of
just
a
emotional
serpent
because he loves
in
you,
the
bro.
form of an S, or maybe more like a Z, with rounded
Quite
corners and a
delirious,
wide
really.
X-shaped cross lying down underneath. Could this be related? I don't know, but I do like the idea of having these old books and being able to be like, oh, that looks like this, or, just connecting dots. Question, the seven stars in the second symbol you mentioned? Do they mean the Pleiades? Bit of a red flag.
Ask around Banga. Okay.
Clearly, in ufology, Pleiadian
Ask
star
around
system
immediately
is-
starts
the
kicking random
Pleiadian
people.
star system is very popular. You know,
Don't run away, I'm just doing
Pleiadians are
martial
like some
arts.
benevolent species, highly intelligent. These seven stars are also, they also pretty much show up in a lot of different
Where do you
ancient
think you're going, sir?
civilizations as being the origin of their gods. And so, unless this person's familiar with all that, like it would be a weird question.
Do I have Roblox?
For a normie
No,
to just
because
be like,
Roblox
"Oh,
is
you
a
mean the
game for
Pleiadian
kids,
star
dog.
cluster?" Like, I don't.
Roblox.
For me,
I
that's
mean, I
a
know
little bit of a
adults
thing,
play
but
Roblox, but I
here's your
think that's
answer.
creepy and not the
Pleiades?
funny
No.
kind of creepy. That's
Actually,
like
the
just
seven
genuinely
stars
creepy
are
when adults play
planetary
Roblox.
moons,
Even though
and they
I'll
are a
admit,
symbol of
it
our
does look
former
cool,
seven
and I get why they
colonies
do.
in the solar system.
Roblox has
Stars
a
are
lot of
shown in front
freaking
of a
games, and
blue
they do look
background,
cool.
and the dragon
My
circle
son
means
showed me
shape.
there's a lot of really cool Dragon Ball
The
Z stuff
seven
in
white
Roblox. I
stars
get
mean
it,
Moon, Mars,
but
Venus, and the four moons of
it's
Jupiter
just
and
not, I
Saturn
like more stuff like
we had
this.
colonized in the past.
Well, I think it's
New
creepy. I
colonies
like
are
more
no
stuff
longer
like
in
this.
use and abandoned.
Like
So
I
five
think
stars
more
would
like
be
this
more
type of
correct.
stuff, like
Question.
actual games.
As you
Roblox
know,
is
me to make
cool,
photos
but just not my
would
thing.
be very useful to prove your real existence and the truth of this story. Can you describe yourself? Yourself detailed. Answer. I know that it would be helpful to prove the authenticity of this interview if you can make some photos for me. Otherwise, you humans are very skeptic. That's good for us, and for real alien species acting secretly on this planet. So even if you had such photos, many of your kind would say that they are fraud. That I'm just a masked human woman, or something like that. That would be very offensive for me. You must understand that I can't give you permission to make photos of me or of my equipment. This has
Yeah,
various
roleplay games and
reasons,
stuff like Kingdom Hearts,
which I
just
want
the shit.
not to discuss with you further. But one of the reasons is the keeping
Oh,
up
you
of
mean
the
roleplay?
secrecy of our
That's different.
existence. Another reason
RPGs are
is
different
more
than
religious.
roleplay.
Nevertheless, you have
Roleplay
permission
is
to
more
make
like
drawings of my
VR
equipment
chat.
and my equipment that
Like I
can
fuck
show
with
you
VR
later.
chat.
I can also try to describe myself, but I doubt that others of your kind will be able to imagine my real look just from simple words, because the automatic denial of the existence of reptilian species, and generally of intelligent species other than your own, is part of the programming of your mind. Well, I will try. Okay. Bit of a contradiction here. Being like, I'm gonna grant you access to interview me so that we can see how your kind reacts to our existence, but also be like, no photos, please. But you can draw me, paint me like one of your French women. Yeah, it's strange. It's a little strange to allow for one but not the other. And it also really, really convenient, I must say. Here we go. This is the description. Imagine the body of a normal human woman, and you have at first a good imagination of my body. Like you, I have a head, 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, and 2 feet. And the
There'd be a lot of
proportions
weirdos,
my body
bro.
are like yours. As I'm female, I also have
And not
2
the good
breasts.
kind.
Despite our reptile origin, we have started to give milk to our babies during the evolution process. This happened about 30 million years ago. Because this is the best thing to keep the young alive. Evolution had done this for your species already in the dinosaur age, and a little bit later, also for ours. That means not that we are not real mammals, but the breasts of us are not as large as those of human women, and the size of them is generally equal for every female of my kind. The external reproduction organs are for both sexes smaller than those of humans, but they are invisible and they have the same function as yours, another gift of evolution to our species. Yeah, it might be a little smarter and a little older, but it seems like humans got they got something going for them. Okay, get your head out of the gutter. My skin is mainly of a green-beige color, more pale green, and we have some patterns of brown irregular dots, each dot the size of 1 or 2 centimeters on our skin and in our face. The patterns are different for both sexes, but females have more, especially in the lower body and in the face. You can see them in my case as 2 lines over the eyebrows crossing my forehead, at my cheek, and at my chin. My eyes are a little bit larger than human eyes. For this reason, we can see better in the darkness, and usually dominated pupils, which are surrounded from a small bright green iris. Males have a dark green iris. The pupil is slit and can change in size from a small black line to a wide open egg-shaped oval. Because our retina is very light sensitive, the pupil must compare this. We have external round ears, but they are smaller and not so curved as yours. But we can hear better because our ears are more sensitive for sonic. We can hear a wider range of sonic. There's a muscle or lid which can completely close them. For example,
I will be
underwater,
streaming tomorrow, bro. I'm
our nose
gonna
is
try.
now pointed, and there is a V-shaped curving between the nostrils, which enabled the ancestors to see temperature. We have lost most of this ability, but we can still feel temperature much better with this organ. Our lips are shaped like yours. Those of females a little bit larger than those of males, but of a pale brown color. And our teeth are very white and strong, and a little bit longer and sharper than your soft mammal teeth. We have no different hair color like yours, but there is a tradition to color the hairs in different ages. And the original color is, like mine, a greenish brown. Our hairs are thicker and stronger than yours, and they grow very slow. In addition, the head is the only part of our body where we have hairs. Alright. Having a hard time picturing a reptile with hair. I suppose that is the most insane thing I've heard. So
Want to know
far.
something
Our
crazy?
body,
Sure, tell
arms,
me,
and
bro.
legs are similar in shape and size to yours, but the color is different. Green beige, like the face. And there are scale-like structures on the upper legs, over the knee, and upper arms, over the elbow. Our 5 fingers are a little bit longer and thinner than human fingers, and our skin on the palm is plain. So we have no lines like you, but again, a combination of scale-like skin structure and of the brown dots. Both sexes have the dots on the palm, and we have no fingerprints like you. If you touch my skin, you will feel that it is smoother than your hairy skin. There are small, sharp horns on the upside of both middle fingers. The fingernails are gray and generally longer than yours. You see that my nails are
Did I
not
just
so
pick
long
up all, look, I picked up
and
all the
round at the
ducks.
top.
That's so
This is because, like
hilarious.
female, males have sharp pointed nails with a length
Oh,
of
I just threw
sometimes
that little
5
kid
or
off
6
the
of your
edge.
centimeters. The following feature is very different from your body and part of our reptilian origin. If you touch the backside of my upper body, you will feel a hard, bony line through my clothing. This is not my spine. But
This is
a
so
very
crazy that these
difficult
people live
shaped
like on this
external
edge
plate
where like they could
structure
fall
of
off at any
skin
time, but they just
and
don't.
tissue following exactly our spine from the head to the hip. There's an extremely high number of nerves and large blood vessels in this structure and in the plates, which are around 2 or 3 centimeters long and very touch sensitive. This is the reason why we have always problems to sit in chairs with a back like this chair. The main task of these small plates, beside a role in our sexuality, is simply the regulation of our body temperature. And if we sit in natural or artificial sunlight, these plates become more blood-filled and the vessels become wider, and the sun is able to heat up our reptilioid blood, which circulates through the body and through the plates for many degrees, and that gives us a great pleasure. What else is different from your kind? Oh, we have no navel because we were born in a different way to your navel birth. The other exterior differences from your kind are minor, and I think I must not mention all now because most of them are not visible if we wear clothing. I hope the description of my body was detailed enough. I would advise you to make some drawings. Okay. How bizarre. One thing I will say, and one thing that I do appreciate, whether this is a LARP or, a pretend story or an actual occurrence, is the inclusion of such biological details. We've seen this
It is
with
still
the
it's super
EO
early right now.
Genesis, where he went into crazy
Yeah.
amount of details with not only the body, but the organs and the genetics themselves, the reproductive organs or the lack thereof. I find it very fascinating. If you're creating this type of lore, then you would include details that otherwise, they're just completely made up, which is kind of cool. So I do appreciate that. Question: what kind of clothing do you generally wear? I suppose this is not the way you dress normally. Answer: no, I wear this human everyday clothing only when I'm among humans. To be honest, it's not very comfortable for me to wear such tight things, and
Oh,
If
I
we are in
crashed
our
on it.
home, this means our subterranean home, or in our large artificial sun areas. And if we are together with others near to our own name, we are usually naked. Is this shocking for you? When we are in the public and together with many others of our species, we wear very wide and soft clothing made of thin, light stuff. I have told you that many parts of our bodies are very touch sensitive, mostly the small black plates, so we can't feel comfortable in tight clothing because it can hurt us. Man and woman wear often the same kind of
What
clothing,
story?
but the colors are different for the sexes. Interesting.
And does something crazy and knocked him out and brought him to his parents and told him the story. I have no idea. That sounds so out of context, bro. I don't even know what you just said.
Do you mean your family? Answer, no, not really. You would call it a family, but with this word you mean only those of your kind which would all belong genetically together like father or mother and child. As I said earlier, we have a very difficult and unique name. Part of the pronunciation of that name is absolute unique, and there is no other being with that same name. But part of this name, the middle part, is pronounced in a way that told the others to which family, I must use the word because you haven't the right one in your vocabulary, you belong. This means not that all in that group are genetically related to you, because these groups are usually very large and contain between 40 and 70 of us. This group includes generally your genetic
Never mind.
relations, except
Okay.
one of them had decided to leave this group, and your connection with the father or mother is often the strongest. It would be too difficult for me to explain you now our very old social
Cool.
system, which is very complex, and we would need many hours only for the primary things. But we can meet another time, and I can give you detailed descriptions of all these things. Interesting. You're going to hear me say interesting a lot. Sometimes I mean interesting because it's actually interesting. Sometimes I mean interesting because I'm not buying it. But don't let that deter you from, the fiction. Question, have you a tail like normal reptiles? Answer, do you see one? No. We have no visible tail. If you look at our skeleton, there is only a small rounded bone at the end of our spine, behind the pelvis. This is a useless rudiment of the tail of our ancestors, but it is not visible from the outside. Our embryos have tails during the first months of development, but these tails disappear before we're born. A tail makes only sense for a primitive species, which tries to walk on two legs and must held the balance with the tail. But our skeleton has changed during evolution. Our spine is nearly in the same shape as yours, so we need no tail to stay on 2 feet. Well, reptiles have tails, and they're not walking around on 2 legs. So that doesn't really make sense, does it? Actually, it is something we had on the podcast a long time ago. Jesse, who had a sighting in northern Quebec. Maybe I should ask him to read through this. He does study reptiles. Question, you said that you were born in a different way to us. Do you lay eggs? Answer, yes, but not like your birds or primitive reptiles. Actually, the embryo grows in a protein liquid inside the mother's womb. But there's also an egg-shaped, but very thin chalk hull around it.
I've been jumped before, so I feel you, bro.
The embryo inside this hull is completely autark from the mother's body. I don't know what that means. Autark? I think they made a mistake. Because autarky is like an economic term. Unless I'm mistaken. I don't know. It has every substance it needs to develop inside the chalk hull. There's also a cord like your navel cord, which is connected to a point behind the back plates. When the baby is going to be born, the whole egg is pressed through the vagina, covered in a slimy protein substance, and the baby came out of this soft egg after some minutes. These 2 horns on our middle fingers were instinctively used from babies to break through the chalk hull to take their first breath. Our young are not so large as your babies when they were born. They're between 30 and 35 of your centimeters tall. The egg is around 40 centimeters tall. This is because our vagina is smaller than a human one, but we grow to a normal size of 1.60 or 1.80 meters. TMI on the reptilian sex organs. But good to know. Question, what about your body temperature? You've said that you enjoy to lay in the sun. What effect has this on your organism? Answer, we are no mammals, and as reptiles, our body our heart and brain and every organ becomes more active when we feel. And very, very good.
Okay.
You humans
I'm gonna hit the
enjoy
sheets.
being
I'm gonna go to bed.
for
Have a good
us,
night,
it is
brother.
the greatest